Now let me ask you about the effect of the war on players that had to go off and fight, and they came back. Some of them, it must have hurt their career. Some of them probably came back and adjusted quickly to playing again. Do you have some reflections on that?
Yes, Ted Williams is one of them. He was out, I guess, at least 3 years, and he flew jets in the Korean, I guess that's, I don't remember now.
Yeah, he went in the Korean War also.
I've never, no, he had to go back in. Was that it?
Yeah, he went back the second time.
That's right. Well, he was an instructor at the first time, but he went, and they didn't have jets in the 40s, early in the 40s.
Right.
And then when he went back in, he had to fly jets, and he was flying active service. And he lost, if he hadn't lost those 3 years, he probably would have set a lot more records than he did. And we lost a young second baseman, which shortened his career. I know Jerry Coleman, who's doing television and radio on the West Coast at the present time, and he was flying combat in World War II when he was 20 years old. And then I remember hearing him say on his 20th birthday, one of the nicest guys you ever saw. And I can recall the day that he left. We were training then in the, I guess that's in the 50s, yeah. In the old Serena Hotel we were living in St. Petersburg. I can remember being out front talking to him when he caught his cab to go to the airport to go back into service.
Was he quite demoralized over that?
Well, he was very sad.
Yeah.
Never moaned a lot, never known. But that was unfair to some of those people, I thought.
Well, Ralph,
and then one other guy, he still established great record, was Bob Feller. Bob Feller lost, I guess, almost 4 years out of the American League of his pitching career, and he was out. He didn't have a chance to play or do anything except he was on the battle wagons. I think it's maybe 3 or 4. And Ralph Houck was one of them. Ralph Houck, who's turned out, he's become one of the best managers in the major leagues. Ralph was a fine prospect. I think he was playing with Charlotte, North Carolina in the Yankee farm, one of those teams down there in the old South Atlantic League. And when he went into service as a private, he came out a major in the Rangers, and he was in there about almost 4 years, and he wasn't able to play in the baseball, and it shortened his career, I know, his development. Anyway, he never became the real good ball player he'd have been, because he was sleeping on the ground, marching, and what have you.
what about Hank Bauer?
Now, Hank Bauer was in the Marines, and he was on a couple of those invasions out in the South Pacific, and was wounded a couple of times. And Hank was one of the few that came out of that he could come out of that, and he went on and had a good career. But it was unusual, though.
Well, you know, they sunk Dr. Womack's ship on the way to Okinawa, but he